Thinking Right Toward People, Part A. By Ng Wyfaneeth. The rule for successful life and personal achievement is, they partially depend on the support of other people. The only problem between who we are and what or who we want to be is the support of others. Look at it this way. An executive depends on people to carry out his instructions. A salesman depends on people to buy his product. A college dean depends on professors to carry forward his educational program. A politician depends on voters to elect him. A writer depends on people to read what he writes. Today, remember, a person either supports us willingly or he doesn't support us at all. Now it's time to ask, granted, I depend on others in order to achieve the success I want, but what must I do to get these people to support me and accept my leadership? The very simple answer is, think right toward people. Think right toward people, and they will like and support us. This article shows how. Make note of this point well. A person or a staff is not pulled up to a higher position, but rather he or she is lighted up instead. We are lifted up to higher levels by those who have known us as likable or personable individuals. Being likable makes us lighter to lift. Successful people follow a plan for liking people. Note: at all promotions, people or staff are not pulled up to higher positions or levels, but they have been lifted up instead. Here we would be surprised how many great people really have clear, definite, and written plans for liking people. President of the United States of America, Lyndon B. Johnson had developed his own 10 points formula for success. 1. Learn to remember people by their names. 2. Be a comfortable person so there is no strain in being with us. 3. Acquire the quality of relaxed easygoing so that things do not ruffle us. 4. Guard against the impression that we know it all. 5. Cultivate the quality of being interesting so people will get something of value from their association with us. 6. Study to get the scratchy elements out of our personality. 7. Sincerely attempt to heal, on an honest basis, every misunderstanding we have had or now have. 8. Practice liking people until we learn to do so genuinely. 9. Never miss an opportunity to say a word of congratulation. 10. Give spiritual strength to people, and they will do the same to us. We must live with these 10 simple but tremendously powerful liking people. Therefore, let us make for ourselves, to-do lists so that we can then work out daily, weekly, monthly, or annually with the employment of the 10 rules. Great people, who have been in the leading positions on the top of our societies, have all been trained seriously to be specialists in being likable. But don't try to buy friendship, it's not for sale. It does not work that way, using money to deal with a human spirit. Friendship can't be bought. The more we try, we more will lose in 2 ways. 1. We waste money. 2. We create contempt. Take the initiative in building friendships now that world leaders always do. It's easy and natural for us to tell ourselves. Let him make the first move. Let them call us. Let her speak first. It's easy, too, virtually to ignore other people. If we follow the rule of letting the other person build the foundation for friendship, we may not have many friends. Actually, it's a mark of real leadership to take the lead in getting to know people. Next time we are in a large group, observe something very significant. The most important person present is the one person most active in introducing himself. It's always a big person who walks up to us, offers his hand, and says, "Hello, I'm John." Digest this observation for a moment, and we'll discover the reason the fellow is important is that he or she works at building friendships. Think right toward people. When opportunities appear, we better express it. We may not be very important to him or her, but he or she is so important to us. That's why we've got to get to know him or her in person. When we make a pleasant remark to a stranger, we make him or her feel better. This makes us feel better and helps us relax. Every time we say something pleasant to another person, we compensate ourselves. 6 ways to win friends by exercising just a little initiative. Introduce ourselves to others at every possible opportunity. Be sure the other person gets our names straight. Be sure we can pronounce the other person's name the way he or she pronounces it. Write down the other person's name. Drop a personal note or make a phone call to the new friends. Say pleasant things even to strangers. Putting these 6 rules to work is really thinking right about people. Mr. Average never takes the initiative in making introductions. Take the initiative. Be like Mr. Success. Go out of our ways to meet people. Don't be timid. Don't be afraid to be unusual. Find out who the other person is, and be sure he knows who we are. At every opportunity to promote someone who has been in good work for many years, we often find something to disqualify that staff because of his or her big limitation. He or she usually expects perfection in other people. He or she is then surprised to learn this fact about himself or herself. But if he or she is eager to get into a good-paying job, he or she has to ask whether there is anything we could tell him or her to help overcome his or her weakness. We will make 3 suggestions as seen below. 1. Recognize the fact that no person is perfect. Some people are more nearly perfect than others, but no man is absolutely perfect. 2. Recognize the fact that the other fellow has a right to be different. Never dislike people because their habits are different from our own or because they prefer different clothes, religion, parties, drinking, eating, or automobiles. 3. Don't be a reformer. Put a little more live and let live into our philosophy. Most people intensely dislike being told you're wrong. We have a right to our own opinion, but sometimes it's better to keep it to ourselves. Note this simple but key fact: no person is all good and no person is all bad. The perfect person just doesn't exist. Now, if we let our thinking go uncontrolled, we can find much to dislike in almost anyone. The same is true, if we manage our thinking properly. If we think right toward people, we can find many qualities to like and admire in the same person. View it this way. Our mind is a mental broadcasting station. This broadcasting system transmits messages to us on 2 equally powerful channels, channel P, positive, and channel N, negative. If we tune into channel N, see what happens, how we treat or interact with other people and what is the result of our negative mental attitude. But when we tune in channel P, see also what happens, how we treat or interact with other people and what is the result of our positive mental attitude. This is the end of part A. Stay tuned for part B soon to come. Bye for now and see you soon.